Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. And this topic is a really good topic. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people who are going through what you're going through, at least those who come to us, because we specialize in revamping marriages, taking the ones that are just almost over. There's so much abuse back and forth, it's gotten so bad, and that's who we get as clients who take our courses for men and for women, and we're very good at that. And so I'm going to offer you 3 ways how to get spouse to stop hating me and love me again, because obviously that's not what you want. And yes, these are extreme terms. So number 1 is stop thinking your spouse hates you. Your spouse does not hate you, but in your mind, and even if they have said so, they don't mean that. What they really mean is they're so mad at you, and there's probably some really good reasons for them being so put off by you, but you're so invested in what they've said because it's hurtful. It really is like bashing to have someone say, I hate you, or to even feel they hate you. And so we don't even go into thinking, wow, what have I been doing? Not what have I done, but what have I been doing that has pushed my wife or my husband away to the point of where they don't love me anymore. And they do love you. So let's be clear about that. You see, the thing about love is that it is a very deep experience because it's an experience that we have at the level of our souls. I know that most people think that love is an emotion. And a little bit it could be called that, but it's not truly an emotion. You see, we're souls. This is not a religious conversation. We are souls, we have a mind, we have a body, but essentially we're spiritual beings, we're souls. That's where the term soulmate comes in. It's not just made up. And as a soul, what is the soul? You know, the soul is the part that God has created from Himself. It's pure love, it's pure joy, consciousness, wisdom. These are the attributes of you, the soul. But what has happened is you never learned this. We don't teach this in the world. But as soulmates, we're supposed to, when we get married, we're supposed to lift ourselves above the mundane, day-to-day stuff and keep our marital relationship, that connection that we have, on a higher level, the soul level. And so what has happened is our mundane lives have taken over our lives. And we don't even think about love or about how we can increase it or feel it or cultivate it. Instead, we're just so busy. And we miss the point of marriage because we get married to be happier every single day. We get married in order to feel that love deeper and deeper because it's infinite. It's spiritual. Both love and happiness are spiritual. They're not material. So stop that thinking. And instead, let's go to 2 and 3. So number 2 is, and by the way, if you're following us, because, and we hear this all the time, that we're so different, and we are. I'm not a psychologist. I used to be a divorce mediator, and I began helping people with their marriages because a couple of clients asked me to, and so I looked into marriage and discovered this treasure that marriage actually is. But I didn't look at it as a psychologist did. I looked at it from a practical point of view. I said, why do we get married? What is it that we actually want out of our marriage? And so let's do what we need to do to achieve that. So if you've been following these videos and you like it, I'm sure you know you should be a subscriber already. And if you want to be a TMF marriage counselor. TMF stands for the Marriage Foundation. If you want to be a marriage counselor, let us teach you. And we're going to have all kinds of programs in the future for our marriage counselors. It's going to be great fun. So go to our website and see if it appeals to you to enroll for that. We're recruiting. We want you. So number 2 is this: recall how you were. Not how your husband or wife was, but how were you when you were dating, when you were courting? Let's have a different context for your marriage than where it is today. Let's take a look at how you behaved, how you thought of them, how you felt about them, the excitement because you found your soulmate. That's an amazing thing, and you wanted to have this happiness, this joy more than happiness. You wanted to have this love. You wanted it to keep going. But we're not taught that we're responsible for that, and that it is us who makes our marriage what it is. Don't forget, there's just 2 of you. I call the space that you're in the sacred space of marriage. Think of it as a bubble, just 2 of you. Now, many people invite other people in by telling their friends, their family about what's going on. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to keep it very private. 2 of you, you ought to be able to work things out, but you're shy about saying this, shy about that. You're even shy about opening up your heart. And how can you have a great marriage if you don't open up your heart? So that's where we get to number 3. Number 3, I call take responsibility for your thinking, for your behavior, for opening your heart, and for your marriage in general. And you're going, well, I've tried. Well, you don't know how, because the world doesn't teach us how. It's not in magazine articles. I've written articles, and you could search those. Watch these videos, be a subscriber, get one of my books. It's really affordable. Take the course. If your marriage is already to this point, you need to learn how. And when I say take responsibility for your thinking, you know, that probably goes over your head, because we don't learn that our mind is a possession of ours, that we are supposed to control what it's thinking, what it's feeling, how it's reacting. We don't know that. We're not taught it. This is revolutionary stuff. But when you do take responsibility for your thinking, and further you take responsibility for what's triggering your thinking, don't think this is all out there. It's not. It's simple. And so you then, by taking responsibility over your mind, instead of just relying on your habits and your emotions and your reactions, but when you take responsibility, then you could say, well, I'm only going to be happy from now on. I choose to only be happy. Everyone wants to be around a happy person. I choose to be happy. And I have free will. So if I have a thought that is not happy, I'm not going to go with that thought. I'm going to infuse a thought that is going to make me happy. And that's how much power you have. And we're not taught this, and it's so sad. But the Marriage Foundation is going to change the world by introducing these ideas. And these ideas work. We've been doing this for over 20 years. And you could look at our reviews. If you have a problem with your marriage, and this is a problem, then you could even write to our counselors. It's free. Go to our website. It's a free service to write to our counselors. We want you, this is a service, this is a nonprofit organization because I made it so. Remember, I used to be a divorce mediator over 20 years ago, and a fellow divorce mediator, and I've spoken at Second Saturday Divorce Support Group for Women. And my friend used to be a Navy SEAL, actually, very tough guy, and he handed me a check for $1,000. He said, Paul, we have to turn this into a nonprofit foundation because this is going to change future generations of children's lives. Oh man, I thought, it would happen very quickly. It takes time. But now we're moving towards having 50,000 subscribers. It's starting to grow. People are catching on. There's still those who say, what are you talking about, blah, blah, blah. But there's always those people. In the meantime, we're saving tons of marriages. And hopefully we will influence yours as well. So take responsibility for your thinking, your behavior, and your marriage in general. It's not a ride at Disneyland. You don't just get on it. It's something we're supposed to be responsible for. We have free will, we have volition, we have wisdom. Make it so. As I used to say, was it Star Trek or Star Wars? Make it so. You have the control. You just need to learn how, and that's what we're here for. I hope this has helped you. Like the video. Leave a comment if you wish. God bless you. I'm Paul Friedman. I hope to see you again. Thank you. Take care.